How can I explain this? I don't think I was going in the right direction. Growing up in Colombia is pretty cool. Nice weather, friendly people. But after school, there they kick you in the face with the question, what are you going to do with your unique opportunity alive in the most technological interesting moment in the history of the universe? And they do so without providing you enough tools to face such a question. But of course they give you a perspective and you blindly accept it. You accept the challenge of this success. So you study a lot, maybe you reject any other paths and experiences and devote all your time and energy to it. And if you're fortunate enough, you go to the university. Yes, we made it to the best public one. Anyway, we didn't have money to any other. Nice! You signed the contract of exchanging hemoglobin for caffeine. It looks like a plan. Life and universe collapse into a simple answer for a simple question. What could go wrong? Anxious and depressive episodes because of the pressure of projects and exams? Never mind. After all this, life will be amazing. The system is waiting for me with open arms. Yeah, my invaluable contribution. Hey, look at these courses and not paid internships. Barely vacations and time to spend with family? Nah, it's going to be worth it. We are gonna be playing in the big leagues, baby. And maybe one day you wake up, you made it. And under the smallest probabilities, you are there. In what is supposed to be a peak in your life, a top city with a top university, everything suddenly is way easier. But you don't feel any happier. That's it? This is how it feels to reach an important checkpoint of the direction I chased my whole life? Something gotta change.
There's a rhythm and rush these days, where the lights don't move and the colors don't fade.
I was not sure what I was looking for. I didn't even know if it was real or just a place to be created. Friendship, love, work, home. So many concepts to be reinvented because before I was just following rules. I didn't know what was life about, but I had this feeling in my chest that it could be way more. I was living under a simplified and comfortable version of these features of the human nature, and they brought me to a cartoon of the real world. And not even there, I found a place for my drawing. So I wanted a new world to live in. I wanted to build a bridge between the inside and the outside. That's how I ended up.
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own.
Okay, wait. Some things have changed since I edited this video until here, 1 year ago. Actually wanted to talk about what I had learned while doing theater in Italy and Germany, and how it is amazing to understand better yourself and your interaction with your surroundings. Initially that was the main purpose of that section. But then I had to go to Turkey for a musical project, and when I planned to come back here and continue it, I ended up in Middle Finland, giving dancing lessons, living undeniably the best moments of my life. Then Lithuania and Germany again, and later I had to finish my master from which I just got graduated. I also read a bunch of books from these people, so I cannot simply continue that video because basically I am not that person anymore. But I wanted to preserve that part because this contrast shows the movement, and eventually, if I had to stop for a year again, it will happen again. So, I will rather title it just Life. Mistakenly, traveling might seem the essential part of all this journey, but it was not exactly the change of place that showed me some kind of truth. Actually, I realized that human contact is the best way to unveil the personality of a place. It took me some time to understand it though. Before that, I had the most useless, expensive and boring trips of my life, from which I used to come back home being the same person, maybe just poorer and sadder, and with some Instagram posts pretending that it was not the case. Eventually, I came to learn that one of the things that I really love is community. And here, I'm not talking just about traveling, but about being alive. The happiest moments of my life haven't been those in which I have reached something from the success race of individual dreams. Those moments usually ended up creating a new ego barrier that prevented soul-to-soul interactions later. No, rather those in which I have experienced genuine human contact, with all its stories, caring, joy, and suffering. It usually gives me this feeling of, wow, how amazing and mysterious it is to be alive. That actually happened to be just slightly different from place to place. Maybe as I found in a book by Alejandro Gaviria, through time, successes and failures are relativized. In 50 years, the happiest will be the most loved and more worthy of love. Fame, fortune, they count for a while, but in the end, they matter less, much less. Without love, loving, and being loved, perhaps our ephemeral transit on this little planet is not worth it.
Grazie per l'attenzione e ricordatevi che quando la meditazione non libera, il sogno dell'oppresso è diventare oppressore. E noi siamo venuti qua per fare le cose diverse.
When it comes to community, I can only understand love in terms of effective love, one that helps everyone to be free, recognized, and to reach their self-realization. I am aware that I am profoundly fortunate of having reached mine, at least so far, but I still feel uncomfortable of emerging from this mixture of privileges and community. Even when graduated in engineering from one of the best universities in the world, I don't think that I can effectively love, because I don't think that what prevented us of doing so in first place was a technological problem. Being able to travel at hundreds of kilometers per hour is not evidence of being civilized or being free. Well, I don't think that what I have done until here is a mistake, but I know that I was doing the things for the wrong reason, and taking the right choices under the wrong reasons is an unstable situation that eventually becomes dangerous. 27 countries and 8 years of engineering left me with more questions than I started with. But now, I know that we cannot put ourselves today in the service of those who make history, but at the service of those who suffer it. Remembering Albert Camus, that is the only engineering I am interested in applying. I do not care about making faster a ship that is going nowhere. I do not care about designing technology for a system that does not look for well-being. When education is not liberating, the dream of the oppressed is to become the oppressor. And I am grateful because my professors, friends, colleagues, community, journeys, theater and football groups made me free. I am because we are.
Cántale a la luna y al sol. cántale a la estrella que te acompañó, cántale a tus amigos con el corazón. Cántale a la luna y al sol, canta que es la tierra que canta en vos, cántale a tus amigos con el corazón.